And guess what?
Welcome.
We're back again.
We're back.
Wow.
Awesome Telethon. How are you feeling? I'm so excited. It's been very, very, very exciting time sharing with all of you all. We're having fun.
Shout out to Luya with the blackberry juice. Shout out, Luya. I got me a fresh one.
Louis, I got a new one. Look, I'm drinking some true passion fruit punch.
True fruit punch from the real fruits. Down in Colombia, we don't play with the fruits, man. It's like real stuff down here.
Yes.
Big shout out. We got I didn't mean to cut you out, babe. Go ahead. I'm so sorry. I was just so excited about what's been. Hey, people don't know what happens in between the sessions. So we got about an hour and 45 minutes, and there's so much going on. We're getting so many messages. We're doing updates. We got to work with the team. They're seeing things come in. Like, kind of give an idea, Lena, what happens in the middle of between these sessions on these telethons.
Well, every time we just get reports, we get emails, we get questions, we get updates in the contributions, we get designs working on web developers updating the page and working behind the scenes. That's pretty much what we're doing in this hour and 45 minutes, getting something to drink and keep moving the kingdom. That's what we've been doing the whole day. We started really early in the morning. 6:30 was the start, and getting prepared to get everybody's links, get all the schedules set for today. You guys all see different special guests today. We have more special guests in this session, and I know you guys are gonna love it. And they are big two surprises in this special guests coming on. And I'm very, very, very excited. That's what I have to say. I was shocked from the last session. I'm pretty sure you all were, because the information we was able to read in the screen was shocking, and it was a call. It was a big call and a big revelation and a wake up. I think it was a wake up call. Time to do this job, get this job done. So what do you think, Jay? How you feel? How everything is going through the day? How do you feel things are going?
I'm blown away because I know what I know. And I can't help but know it because I studied it. And to be able to see what I know and convey it out to other people, and then to see the response. You got to understand, Lena, I found YAHUAH in 2007.
Mm-hmm.
there wasn't hardly anybody talking about YAHUAH, even though his name's been around forever. But,
Yeah.
but if you're going to say YAHUAH, and people look at you, even to this day, they're like, what?
Yeah.
So to see that we got this many countries in the past 7 days. So in the past week, we've asked people from around the world to state their name, their city and state, or their city and country, and then make a proclamation that I love YAHUAH. And so let's just do a little roll call, Lena, to start this off. Like, because we added Madagascar today, by the way, Lena. I don't flower like that. So we got the island of Madagascar came on today. But think about having at least one person from each of these following countries and states that have posted, and you can go back in the comments on the videos and you can see all this to be true.
Yes.
We've had so I love YAHUAH, at least one person from Australia, Bahamas, Barbados, Belfast, Belgium, Canada, Colombia, Denmark, Dominica, England, Eswatini, Ethiopia, Fiji, Germany, Grenada, Hungary, India, Ireland, Italy, Jamaica, Japan, Macedonia, Madagascar, Maralika, never had heard of that country, right? Which is an island off of Bucos Grand in Socorro. We got Mexico, we got New Zealand, Nigeria, Northern Ireland, Norway, Pakistan, Papua New Guinea, Philippines, Scotland, Seychelles, South Africa, Suriname, the Netherlands, Trinidad and Tobago, Uganda, and Wales. That's And the USA.
Colombia.
I already said it. I said it.
You
I
did
got it.
it.
Yeah, I said it. Right after Canada. I got them all in order now. I'm lining them up. First, I was jumping around, Lena. Then I was like, let me go back to my schooling and do the alphabet and put them in order. But think about having somebody. Y'all think about this, family. Having somebody from every one of those countries, at least one. It only takes one to change the world.
Yes.
Say, I love YAHUAH in all those countries. And then what you got to understand, all you folks from outside of the USA, each state in the USA is pretty much big enough to be its own country. So the 50 states are really like 50 countries. Like Europe is designed kind of like the USA, except they call each one of their segments a country rather than we're calling it a state. So you've got Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas. Guess what else you got? You got California. You got Colorado. Yeah, you got Delaware. You got Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, my home state, Louisiana, Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, Nevada, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, North Carolina, Ohio, Oklahoma, Oregon, Pennsylvania, and a non-state but part of the United States, Puerto Rico, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Virginia, Washington State, not one of the states, Washington, D.C., where the capital's at, and then Wisconsin. Selena, how does that make you feel knowing that we've had that much representation? So that's basically, Lena, about 80 countries that said, I love YAHUAH.
It's amazing because I learned about YAHUAH in 2012, and even at that time there was not that much information out there. And I always been on social media since Facebook started and all this, and then start to get when the stories or like reels came out, I always was posting something with music. And one day I decided to just type YAHUAH in the music, and there was nothing. Few years later,
Wow, that's true.
I found maybe 5 songs, and it was just from 2 singers. And now, if you're trying to post a video and you type in the word YAHUAH in the songs, you will find several songs. So just seeing that transition and seeing that everything start with one person. Everything start with one person. And I can prove you that. Here in the country, right now in Colombia, I came as one with with our family to Colombia, but I'm the one that speaks Spanish. So I told every single person that I can here. And then you know how it is. You touch different people. Not everybody's they're gonna recognize it. They're gonna do something. But the person that work with our family, she pick it up. And that's Daniela, and I'm pretty sure she's listened to us. Daniela, yo sé que me estás escuchando y este mensaje es de ti. Estoy hablando de ti y de cómo has podido impactar muchas personas en este momento aquí en Colombia. Y gracias a ti vamos a hacer un gran impacto. So thanks to her, we're going to be able to impact a lot of people because we impacted her. And what she have done, she have keep spreading the word. And she decided to stop everything. Like the same way when I learned about YAHUAH, I stopped everything. I dropped every belief I had. I stopped doing any of the pagan celebrations. I stopped all that. She did the same. Actually, her child was going to doing in the Catholic Church. They do this ceremony or whatever that they do, and they have to do a preparation for almost a year. And her daughter was almost about to finish to do that ceremony at the end of this year, and she took her out of the church. And in the school, she said she's not gonna go during these days because that's our Shabbat. And she started talking to every single person that she could. Here where we live, she already have talked to other maids. So one person that talk in Spanish here talked to some other people. And what happened? It kept spreading. Then Kai's, our son's guitar teacher, he came to here and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna taught you. You're gonna learn some song. It was the birthday song." And our son said, "I don't do birthdays. I don't want that song." And he's like, "Okay, so maybe we can do."
That's funny, man. Yeah,
It was
Dr. Davis should have
hilarious.
seen this. The guitar teacher was going to try to teach our son the birthday song, and our son says, "No, don't teach me that song."
When you finish, I want to hear about that.
Huh?
I want to know more about that. Finish.
She's telling you right now. Go ahead, Lena.
Yeah.
So he's like, "Okay, well, let's do some Christmas songs." And they use a word here for the Christmas song. So our son didn't understand. And he said, "What is that, Mom?" And I said, "It's the songs that they sing in Christmas." And he's like, "We don't do Christmas." And he was kind of like, "Okay, I will look." And then he said, "What about a Harry Potter song?" And I was like, "I don't do magic." so the teacher was kind of like, "What's going on in this house?" Right? And then at the end he's like, "Okay, we'll figure out a song." And then at the end of the class, he was talking to me and he's like, "I'm just wondering about, you guys don't believe in Christmas?" And we were like, "No." And he's like, "Well, I don't believe it either." And I was like, "Okay." And I was like, for me, that was weird, right? Because I'm normally the different one. And he's like, "Yeah, I've been looking about it, and I think that's paganism, blah blah blah." And he then started talking about the Strongs, and that he have looked into Hebrew stuff. And then I mentioned the name, and he's like, "Yeah, I have heard the name of YAHUAH." And then I started talking about Jay and all our story and everything. It's like, I wish I can understand Spanish and I can ask all the questions I
You
have to
mean he said understand English? You mean
English, that understand English. And so we have a schedule next week after Kai's class for him to sit down, and we're able to talk to him because he's like shocked. He was shocked that there was a family in the country that don't celebrate things and they have similar beliefs or in the path of where he's at right now. So everything just start with one. That's why all these countries that you just mentioned, Jay, it's amazing because imagine the impact. We are spread in the world for a reason. And every one of us has a mission. Go spread the name. If you imagine if every day you tell to 5 people the name of YAHUAH, 5 different people every day, how much we can do.
I love it.
strong?
I love
What do
it.
you think about that, Dr. Dave?
I'm loving it. And I have a 1.5-year-old, and she's in school. And this was the first time that she was in school, and they were having the Christmas parties and all that. And I made it very clear, don't have her picture on the wall. We don't want to have anything. They didn't question it. They just respected it. So this is good. This is a preview of what I'm gonna look forward to. Her coming back and telling me those things. But I wanted if you guys can educate me, and I'm sure some of the listeners as well. I've heard that birthdays are pagan, and I didn't really get to the root of it. So if you could kind of educate me and maybe the others on why.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
I
Lynn.
think. Well, the beginning of birthdays is starting from that we don't see anywhere in the scriptures the birthdays being celebrated. Starting just from that part, we don't see the Messiah Yahusha being celebrated. Is the death that was celebrated, and we see weddings like Masha getting married. That was a celebration there. But the birthdays that was celebrated, and Jake can clarify this, there was 2 birthdays, and in both of them there was tragics happen that day. So that's starting from there. And then if you research more in deep into this, it was the witches that was the one. If you look at the hat for example, for birthdays, is
Yeah.
related
So,
to
mhm,
that.
right.
Then they have the round cakes,
Y'all know about the little
because the
birthday hats, like the little witch
Yeah.
hat?
yes,
Blowing
the
the
witch
like
hats. So
that.
the witches was the ones asking for wishes and all that kind of stuff, blowing candles to send the message through the smoke going
Right.
to the sky, because we know that who they serve, the sun,
Right.
God.
Mhm.
So this is all are the roots, and I know
Okay. All right.
Jay can go in deep of this, but the main thing is going into, and if you look at it as just what we know about Yahuwah and what he tells us, that he's a very jealous all, and you don't give praises to no one else. When it's your birthday, you becoming the main center of the day. Everybody's is praising you, everybody is sending you messages, everybody, and is this being praised to someone else. So I see it from that side too. And Jay,
Okay.
you couldn't go in deep on this, because I know you know all this.
I mean, it's really just not. You don't have to go that deep. You got the cake. You blowing out the candles to the Queen of Heaven.
Right.
They come, and so it's. We used to do it. I mean, if you go track me on social media, I did it.
Hmm.
Lena did it. Even after we found Yahuwah, we
Hmm.
thought,
Yes.
oh, ain't no big deal. But as we got deeper in the Word and got closer to the truth, we were like, is this necessary?
Now let me ask you that, and this is for everybody, and that's good. That's a good way of asking. Is it necessary? Because I had once I found out the hat, the candles. When the kids had asked about, we you could we could have a day for you. We're not doing no candles. We're not doing all of the making of the wishes. You talk to Yah if you want those. So we had a dinner and that type of thing. And I wanted to find out, was there some more roots that I didn't know about. But I got you when you're saying certain things are not necessary.
Yeah, and if you look at it, that's like I think there's 4 times in the scriptures
Okay.
where people are dealing with birthdays, and every time it's a tragedy. Like Yahuwah and the Mercer, he got his head chopped off when they were celebrating somebody's birthday. I mean, it's like, I mean, I just stand. I mean, I started looking. I said, Lena, do we need is this? And we're like, no, let's just drop that. Let's leave that alone. Let's look at these 7 festivals and let's turn that up.
I got you.
Yes.
Like let's get better at instead of the things that were traditions for us, instead of holding on to those things, what if we got even better at the Passah? What if
Understand.
we promoted the Passah more? What if we got better at the Feast of Unleavened Bread, Matzah? What if we got better at the Feast of First Fruits and
Right.
the Shabbat, right? The Feast of Weeks. What if we got better at the Feast of Trumpets, right? What if we got better at the Day of Atonement and better at Sukkot? And so once we started focusing on what does Yahuwah have for us, let's get better at that.
Yes.
Okay.
All this other stuff just burns off.
Right. Understood.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I
And
look
And with the
forward.
our
kids.
son, he don't miss none of it. He
Yeah,
don't like it.
I look
No,
forward to
he
Dior
don't.
home. I look forward to Dior coming home and saying, "Daddy, they wanted me to do some Christmas. We don't do that." So I'm looking forward to what y'all dealing with now. That'll be the
Yeah,
Yeah.
first one, native born.
yeah.
Wow, that's amazing, Dave. That's amazing, and it's so fulfilling when you know what you're teaching to your kids.
Yeah.
Like seeing our son writing with chalk in a basketball court, and putting the name of Yahuwah and telling other kids about it. And
Love.
then like this year in the beginning of the year, I believe we had an event in Miami, and some of our friends was together. And well, I think you guys have seen JC Rangel here in the lives, and his son is really close to our son, and we don't they're talking and
They're about
everything.
a year apart, right? About a year apart.
Yes, they're like a year apart. Kai's youngest, and this year JC said, you know what, we're not doing Christmas, and I was like, what happened? And he's like, was thanks to Kai, and I'm like, how?
Right.
I'm like, when did you talk to your son?
Hey.
And he said, well, he told Max, our son, that Christmas was bad, and this year he said, "Are we doing Christmas?" So his son put him a, like a
Yeah.
definition like that.
Yep.
What are we doing celebrating this when Kai told us this is wrong? So that is something that it really fulfill you when you're doing the right work with your kids. You're teaching them the
That's,
right stuff, and
yeah.
Kai love Shabbats.
Mhm.
He loved New Moon days, and
Yeah.
he loved Passover. Like he said, when is Passover? I love that juice. We have
Uh,
the grape juice,
yeah.
and he's like, I love the grape juice and the crackers. When is Passover? And then for Sukkot, we
Oh,
made it. We made all these festivals so enjoyable for him that he's not missing Christmas. He's not
Yeah.
missing birthdays. He haven't, like, when we told him that birthdays we was not gonna celebrate it. I said, well, we can make like a summer party with your friends. We don't have to, like, if you want parties, we can make parties every weekend if you want with your friends. Invite them to the house, but uh, we don't have to have that. And
Right. That's
he
good.
understood, like, if we talk to our kids and a lot of time as parents we think for our kids,
Right.
and we think what they maybe they're gonna feel this way. But if we don't talk to them and we're like very honest, just be honest with your kids, they're
Mhm.
going to understand it more than adults.
Right. Yep. I agree. I agree.
that's beautiful.
Actually, as you're talking, it's bringing back memories. That's how I was as a child. All of my friends I would witness to, tell them about. I had the wrong name. I got to
Right.
find friends because I done jammed them up. But I was the same one, same way, constantly trying to tell people about what the truth was, even though I didn't even have the truth. But that's great. I'm looking forward to that. That's great. You
Yeah.
guys are gone.
All right. So
So
listen, everybody knows we're in the telethon. We can't waste a
yes,
lot of time right now
Waste no time.
because we had an objective today, which is to clear out phase 2. So now where are we at on phase 2? Let's take a look where we're at on phase 2. Phase 2, phase 2. All right. So now we're at 21,446, call it 21,500. You know what that means? Well, we're about $3,500 away. Is that what that means?
That's
3,400.
21. Yeah,
Yeah, we're
22.
about 3,500 away from hitting the goal, and we should hit that tonight. Like, we shouldn't go into tomorrow and not have phase 2 done when we got all these people from around the world that are calling on Yahuwah. And that's a call to every one of you here. Go over, literally, go over to tsnt.org
Mhm.
and do something.
Hold
Because
up.
if you
Yes.
would have saw what happened, I don't know if you know, Dr. David, what happened from the last session till now. We've had 2 people go platinum. We had somebody who was at silver,
Mhm.
from silver to platinum.
Yes.
I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back. Let's just
Talk to us, Dr. David.
from no. So I want to get this straight. We got a great Heavenly Father. So from November the 13th to December the 27th, 22nd, by the close of this day, we're gonna have $50,000.
Yeah.
I love it. Praise y'all.
Yeah.
That's very encouraging.
And we said
Praise God.
we told everybody the baseline for the project, because you're dealing with people that understand how to scale.
Mhm.
And we got and the beautiful part about our team is many of our team, they call on Yahuwah, but they work in the businesses.
Right.
So when Dr. David was like, hey, asking us, and he came along. And I didn't realize something about you. You think you slick, Dr. David. You think you are slick. Me and Lena just figured you out
Go ahead.
another level the other day.
Yes.
One day, me and Lena, we did an update. We did an update on the True Scripture. So we announced it. We said everybody wants to participate. We're open up because Yahuwah put it on our heart. I told Lena, when Yahuwah put this on my heart a few years ago, I said, Lena, it's going to take us 2-3 years to do this. I said, because I got a great handle on the Abari and on the Aramaic and Greek, but I'm going to have to take my time and work with some people on the team and y'all come. I'm gonna let y'all see this because y'all got a good understanding too now. But I'm dialed in. But I got to take my time and work through this. Probably about 3 years, at least 2. Right? And so we start progressing. So we said, let's just open it up. And if people want to contribute to the project to help out, you know, we have quite a bit of overhead that we deal with because of all the video production that we decided to do 3 years ago. So we didn't say that to nobody from 2007 to 23.
Yeah.
So from 2007, we never mentioned money to anybody. People was trying to give us money. We're like, no, we got it from the businesses. But then when YAHUAH said, go ahead and it's time to turn up the production. Get my name out there. Create videos like the name video that's got almost 330,000 views. All that's high level production. That ain't no just like no Rudy Poo. What they call it in the hood? A Rudy Poo Poo, right? That's big time production.
Yep.
So then he was like, all right, let's go do the translation. But so Dr. David think he's slick. We did an update video about 4 months ago.
Together. We was together in a video.
We was together. And then all of a sudden, the largest contribution we seen, you know, people do 50, they do 10, they do 20. We saw $1,000 contribution come in. And we were like, and we from some name we didn't know. And the name was David Price. And we just put together, like 2 days ago, that was you.
That David was you.
Yeah.
That is like, bro, come on. I mean, that was like me. I said,
yeah,
that was him.
That was off of, I'm just like Robert. That was off of that name video. That Anthony gave me. That just I was sitting on the step. I couldn't believe it. Just everything that I wanted to say and put is neatly packed. I just sent that out to everybody. All my old members of my church, everybody. So yeah, that video touched me. We had to dig deep for that.
I mean, that just that blows our heart. Me and Lena was giggling and laughing. We like, David think he's slick. See? And that we don't know who's coming out of where.
Right.
Like when Yahushua, he knew when he was walking down by the seaside and saw Kappa and YAHUAH, a side named Andrew. He knew that, hey, y'all coming, I'm going to make you fishers of men. Well, you know, we don't see all the way into the future, but we see into YAHUAH's will. David Price is the gentleman sitting right here on the screen with us, C-Art. So that's Dr. David Price right there in the black shirt, the other black T-shirt. That's him. He's the one. So you understand, it's only been about, month and a half, 2 months that David dialed up and says, I want to come in here. I want to work for the kingdom.
I want to be an asset.
I want to be an asset. I want to work. And so me and Lena with the team, we just put our head down. We getting stuff out in production every day. And so it was Dr. David that says, how can we get this word out faster? When we start talking, because he heard me break down the Greek, like y'all saw earlier. Dr. David heard me break that down, expose it, and say that YAHUAH is put on our hearts. We got to do the New Testament, Briyt Hadash, now.
Yeah.
Because that's the battleground. And he asked, could he reach out to us? I said, well, you know, let's have a meeting. So we had a Zoom. And he said, hey, what do we got to do? We said, it's just resources. It's just time and people to be able to free up all the time and the people and the resources. And I'm like, and if you want to really speed it up, we don't want to just come out and have, 15, 20 people. We should come out and have thousands of people that want to put their hands on this. And so we sat down and we meticulous. My wife is an Excel spreadsheet. She got a business degree. We worked out, and she said, here's the baseline minimum budget. $100,000 would open up some things to pull people off projects while also marketing at the same time that would get this thing expedited. Now, if y'all don't do a penny, everybody got to understand this. Y'all listen to the words coming out of my mouth and look at my eyes. If you don't do a penny, these true scriptures are still going to come out.
Yes.
That's a fact. Because Yahuwah has called us to do it. We accepted the call, and you don't have to do nothing. But he's helped me get bold in this, because I was always like, no, just don't talk to people about money. He was like, well, why would you not want them to be blessed in this project? You see, when you do that contribution, now you got something. Now that's going down in the eternal record books. Like when you witness to somebody, does it or does it not go down in the eternal witness book? When you help save a soul, does it or does it not? So if you help something get expedited that Yahuwah wants done, does that, like what's these crowns Yahuwah is talking about, Dr. David? What's these crowns that who's going to have, because he said it's not going to be all equal in the kingdom. Everybody's not going to get the same amount of reward. Why is that, Dr. David?
As you said, you talked about it a couple of days ago when you went to Hazum and you were talking about the works. You're going to be judged by your works. So it's not just your faith. So what you did, some are going to be in the kingdom. Some are going to be dressed in white in the kingdom. Some are going to be dressed in white in the kingdom with Yahuwah's name on their foreheads. Whether that's literal or not, I got them all over here. I want one right here. So it's definitely going to be based on, that's as Paul said. You started off with that when we talked about. Now I know a lot of things from the Greek, so you got to kind of give me the words. But when we had that term, one of the crowns was called the Stephanos, and that was the overcomer. That was the one when you were able to go through persecution and you overcame. You received that type of crown. So there's several crowns, I believe 4 of which you can get, which you can receive. And I want the highest crown that I can. I know everybody on here does. What you did today is what I was trying to do. See, you got that. You gave the recap. That's what I wanted to do. Is look where we are now. 4.5 weeks later, look where we are. Now, if you can, Jay, if it's okay, I sent you something, and me and Lena worked on it from the very beginning, and we did what was called the metrics, so we can measure our success. If we gave 0 to 25,000, if we raised that was a D, and I mean that's good. That's the start, and that was phase 1, and phase 2 was 25 over 25 and up to 50,000. That takes us into a C. So I want the viewers to understand that, because I was a A student as an adult, not as a young person. When I went to college, I was 4.0. That's what I'm looking for YAHUAH. So if we get to this 50,000, that's that phase 2, that takes us into a C. And then it goes up from there. 50 to 75 takes us into that B. 75 to 100 takes us into that A. So I would love, as we're approaching where we said we know we were going to get when we started, I would really love an A. Looking at what we put on paper, what we prayed about, what we spoke about, to see if we can actually get that. So I'm happy to see that at least we move now. We're not at the D level. We getting ready to be at the C level right now as we come up to that next level. So I'm very happy. That's why I said.
So what we got to do is, everybody listening to me, even if you've already done something, go do even a little bit more. I don't care if it's, I think the $3 is the minimum. If you go do $3, do something on the project today, because Yahuwah is calling a play.
Yes.
He's literally calling a play, and we're executing. He's working through human beings. And I want you to challenge yourself, and I'm gonna do a few more slides, Lena. I hope y'all don't mind. I'm gonna do a few more slides on the great Greek hoax.
That was good.
And I'm telling y'all that when you understand how important this is, and you go in and you can go, all right, I gave the best I could do. Because the thing, I tell Lena this all the time, I can literally go look in the mirror at the end of every day and say, Yahuwah, I gave you all I got today.
Yes.
You can't beat that feeling. So when you go to sleep that night, you're not having no nightmares. I'm not having no nightmares. You gonna rest good because you got to be able to go. You got to be able to approach the throne boldly. Bold. You got to be able to approach it. So we have a call, and everybody listen to me. All you got to do is go to tsnt.org and see where we're at. And we need to go on and knock out faith. We need to be at 25 before the end of this night. And if we do that, then we hit the goal, the objective for today. Why? Because anything you ask in my name, it shall be done.
And that's
so what y'all want to ask in Yahuwah's name, Dr. David?
That's exactly what I was going to say, Jay, because if these people on the line right now, some of them I see is the same ones from the 10 o'clock, the 2 o'clock coming into the 6 o'clock. Yep. Y'all already have probably given what you can. Then exactly what Scholar Jay just said, that's what you do. Mark 11:24. Ask in his name, begin to pray. If you ran out of people of where you can ask them to help, let's start praying in faith. If you dug as deep as you can, you know what the goal is. You can begin to pray in faith, saying we're gonna get it. So if you gave all you could, we don't go sell your car. We're not asking you to do that. But now you just go harder into praying in faith. That those that have the means, that they will give what they should give. I believe that.
Yeah, I'm believing in that. And so here's what we're going to do. Here's how we start this tonight as we get down in the trenches. I'm going to give y'all some juice. Lena's going to give y'all some awesome juice. Everybody share this out. So if you look down on your screen now, you will see where you can share it. So go down and click share and then share this to your Facebook platform. You can share it to your Instagram. You can share it to your LinkedIn, right? Look, Lena's showing from her cell phone. You can go right. There you go. That's a better way. Like, so when you hit that, look, you can share it to Twitter. That's X. You can share. You can send a message. Go up some, Lena. Go. Yeah, there you go. You can send it on WhatsApp, right? You can send a text. So you can text like 10 of your friends.
Yeah.
But they get ready to go right into the most hellish holiday of the year. You can save somebody's soul tonight. But you gotta ask yourself, do I got the power to be his witness? Meaning, am I immersed in his name? We love you too, Blake. We love Blake. Blake hit that bronze today. He been scratching and digging. Blake did it. All right. Now what we get ready to do now is we're about to bring in someone that just went platinum, that started out with $100. It takes $2,500 to get the platinum. This powerhouse woman started out with just $100. Then she did another $100, and then she just kept on chipping away at it over the last 3 weeks. And then today she went ahead and knocked out platinum. And that's Miss Sherry Harris. Let's bring her in, Lena. You ready for Sherry?
Hey.
Let's bring in Miss Sherry Harris. Look at here, our sister.
Now wait, Sherry, on the first day you gave 100, then you did another
200
on the first day.
On the first day.
Very good.
Wow, that's amazing, and we're so honored to have you here, Cherry, because we saw how all your journey into Yahuwah. You know, we know each other for many years, and then actually I would love to hear that story because it's like you're spreading the name and you don't know who's picking that up, right? And who's doing it, and then see you there doing the whole journey is so beautiful. It really was when you see someone that you care about and that you love, and they decided to come in Yahuwah, and you're like, this person is going to be saved, and you care because when you love someone that much, you want them to be there. When Yahuwah come back, you want the best for those that you love. You want them to call on that name. So Cherry, first, thank you for being here. And then tell everybody, how did you come into knowing about Yahuwah?
Well, number one, thanks for letting me be here. I really appreciate it. This project means so much to me. I learned about Yahuwah from Brother Jay. It's him. I mean, I had participated in some of the Promote the Truth calls, and I listen, I'm kind of out here in the background, and I'm very analytical, I'm surprised. So I'm just taking in the information for quite a while. And Mr. Nolan gives me a call one day, and he's like, I need to talk to you. And I'm like, well, all right. And he said, Spirit's telling me I really, really need to talk to you. Or is that okay with you? And I was like, yeah. So he asked me if I had called on the name of YAHUAH. And I was like, well, no, I was I'm just in my head. I'm like, well, I was baptized. What you talking about? So I was just like, well, not specifically, I was baptized in the JC name, I'm good. And he's like, no, you're not good. So he's like, if you want to be part of YAHUAH, then you need to call on his name. You need to be baptized in his name and immersed in his name. And he explained to me how to do it. He went through the steps, and I was like, got it. So we got off the phone. I went to the shower, and and don't ask me when that was, because I don't know. I honestly don't know if it was 21 or 22. I don't know, because I didn't write it down. It was just like, this is something that I knew I had to do. And what's crazy about the whole thing is, when I was I was baptized in the JC name 4 times. And I had people trying to drive demons out of me, because I never felt anything. It was like,
Wow.
am I not supposed to be feeling something? I mean, like, isn't there supposed to be some kind of fire, some kind of crazy hallelujah stuff going on? And I just never felt it. And I felt bad that I never felt it. So I don't know. Bless their hearts. They tried so hard. I'll give them that. They tried really hard, and this girl was not going. So yeah, I was back in 3 different churches, actually.
That might be on one of those Guinness, Sherry.
It's like, but they kept dunking me, and I kept letting them. Trying to work it out, but since I immersed myself in the name of YAHUAH, it's like, I know he's there. I know he's with me. Everything I do, I talk to him about it, just like this what we're doing right now.
You literally feel a difference, Sherry, since you got immersed in YAHUAH. You literally feel a difference.
I do feel a difference. I mean, it's just, I don't worry about things. Beforehand, I was a nail biter. Like, I worried about everything. And so I just pray, like, my son went through a horrific motorcycle wreck.
He was supposed to die, wasn't he?
He was, he should be dead. Yeah.
About 6 months ago?
In June, the end of June. It was bad. It was really, really, really bad. And as soon as my phone rang, my heart said, this is not good. Be prepared. I mean, that's what it just came over me. And the call wouldn't connect. So then I got into panic, because I knew my son wouldn't be calling me at the time he was calling me, because he had just left my house. Unless there was a problem. So I called right back, and his friend answered, and he said, Sherry. And I said, what is wrong with my son? He said, there's been an accident. And I'm like, is he alive? And he said, yes, but it's bad. So I just dropped to my knees, and I just started praying to YAHUAH to protect him and to bring him through it. And he did, in a big way. In a big way. So it's like,
we all saw it.
That wreck he was in, I've got pictures of everything. And he had a horrible concussion, like every.
So it was a motorcycle accident, right?
Motorcycle accident, no helmet.
No helmet.
Doing at least at least 55 miles an hour.
Wow.
Okay. There wasn't a bump or a scratch or a nick on his head anywhere. I went over him with a fine-tooth comb because he had such a major concussion, and there was nothing. They did scans, everything. There was nothing in his brain, no swelling, nothing. Now he has a bionic arm, from his left shoulder to right below his elbow is all metal. Everything is metal. The joints are metal.
Wow.
So they saved his arm, which, praise YAHUAH that they did that. Then he had to have another surgery because he was metal all the way to his hand. They did another surgery a couple months ago and took out one of the bars in his wrist. And during that surgery, of course, I'm praying over him again, take care of him, protect him, send your messengers to protect him. And I didn't know until after that surgery that he actually quit breathing on the table and they had to Narcan him.
Yeah, he had quit breathing.
He quit breathing, yeah. They gave him too much fentanyl and they had to Narcan him to bring him back to life.
Wow.
So YAHUAH has been all over my child. And I feel like it's because I do call on his name. My son does not. He still does the holidays and stuff. I've talked to him, and he's not there yet. But I truly believe in what Jay says, that because I do believe and I am immersed in YAHUAH's name, my prayers are being answered for my child and for my family. My mom's been in the hospital 3 times this summer, and he's brought her through. She's 88 now. She just turned 88. So, and he's brought her through 3 times. So, I can't wait to have the truth scriptures in my hands. I will not read Bibles now, and even I've got one called the Scriptures. I won't read them. I have printed off, the little free things that Jay gave us, online.
Wow.
And I read these things. It's like I read them and I read them and I read them.
So you're going to master those chapters, huh?
These are going to be pretty much memorized.
I think Brother David got a question to ask you. Go ahead, Brother David.
Absolutely.
I didn't want you to go any further. Lena, if you can take me out of the screen, because this recording you can't see Jay with me. Let me see how it looks if I drop out. No, it's going to be better when we put a recording.
Okay.
There we go. He wanted to get Sherry down in here for some of the record. He's going to do some testimonials on it.
Okay. So,
look at that shirt, by the way. Where'd you get that shirt from, Sherry?
I think I got that from Promote the Truth site. I need a sweatshirt now because it's cold here. And I've gone into hibernation here in Kentucky. I don't come out until spring. So I got to have.
Yeah, hoodies are on the page. So
yeah, did you know that, Sherry? The hoodies on the page now.
I do kind of remember that, but I haven't been on there to order any yet. But so yeah, that's my next purchase. I'm going to be purchasing some hoodies.
All right, now look, we're going to drop that in the chat. If y'all need to get your gear, you Promote the Truth gear for YAHUAH. Y'all want a shirt like Sherry's got? We just put the link in the chat. Y'all can get. Everybody should be draped up, man. I mean, Sherry, why do you wear that shirt? How do you feel? I mean, you got it on. It caught my eye right when you came on.
Well, I hope people ask me about it. I mean, I have had some people say neat shirt, and I'm like, yeah, YAHUAH is pretty great. You want to know more, promothethetruth.com, So.
That's awesome. That's really good. And everybody, we have it in white, we have it in black. Ladies, the tote bags.
Oh, you got the tote bags in there, Lena?
You have your nice tote bag. Tote bags are in there. You also have hats. You have your backpacks. You have how do you call that? Pieces to separate.
Dividers.
You're reading a book.
Like the bookmark.
So you have that. bookmarks. You have bookmarks. You have the tumblers. You have the mugs. So you can have all this with Yahuwah's name on it. You have notebook. That way you can take notes. It's so important. Like when we're doing all this, you're taking the testimonies of other people. You got their names. You know where they're living. You can take notes on the scriptures that we're dropping in. So it's so important. And because of that, I do want to ask you, Sherry, why so like I see your commitment with these true scriptures. You actually print them. What is it what you feel when you heard about this with this issue with the Greek and the translations? What happened with you?
Well, with me, it's why do I want to sit and read a lie that I know is a lie? I'm not going to sit there and read words that I know are lies. So I've just quit reading them. It's, I'll watch videos. I'll read my 3 little chapters I've got, so I've completely quit reading, and I try to get on every chance I can to, when Jay is doing teachings. If I can't catch it, then I watch that replay. I mean, so I get fed that way, and I love the way Jay teaches, because he teaches in plain English, if you will. He doesn't circle around anything. Even if he has to pick at it, he's going to tell you the truth, and just rip that Band-Aid off and take it or leave it, because this is the truth. And if you don't want the truth, then go on somewhere else, because here you're going to get the truth. And I love that. I love that truth.
Yeah. And Jerry, you know him from before you learn about Promote the Truth. Did he was the same way when he has to tell the truth?
Yeah, he's been the same. I mean, before I even met Jay, I watched a video of him. It was a business presentation. And I sat back and listened to it. And I've told this to Mr. Nolan. I was like, there is something about that man. I don't know what it is, but I need to find out more. And from that one video, never met him, never talked to him, I knew that he was the most honorable, honest, and true person I had ever met from that one video. Just knew it. And like, we didn't meet for a couple of years even after that. I mean, I think I saw the video in 2018, and we met late 2019 in California, in like the fall of 2019.
Wow, that's crazy.
So,
you don't know when you're just dropping seeds out there who's
beautiful.
gonna. You don't know, Lena. And all of a sudden we see Sister Sherry almost, if not every day, probably almost every day, posting some scriptures with Yahuwah's name on Facebook. I've been noticing you've been doing that. What's been your inspiration for posting about Yahuwah on Facebook every day? That was
YAHUAH. I mean, in like April or May of this year, I'm doing my convo with YAHUAH, and I just felt it come over. He's like, how to spread my name, and he was like, just start posting it. Do a post every day for a year. And I'm like, all right, then. Wow. And and if I forget, he wakes me up. He does. He'll wake me up and say, you didn't post today. So at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, I'll be up looking at scripture, which I know isn't truth, but so the scriptures I read are on my phone, right. The scriptures, and I'll change what I know to change, like the name. So you've learned a lot about how to pick up the truth. Right. I mean, I know when the name's wrong. When his name is not spelled out, I spell it out. Or when Yahushua's name is not spelled out, I spell it out. I don't they use Elohim. I change that every time to Elohim. So I will make edits to my post, what I know to do. I don't know a lot, but I do know a few things. So those things I do know, I change. And I'm not through giving. I mean, I'll continue to give just because I reach some platinum thing. Platinum.
Y'all gonna
But
make
I'm
us do
not
some. Y'all gonna
done.
make us do some hiring. Me and
Dude.
Lena been talking about it. Like, dude, what? I mean, some people they really getting this, so we got to maybe do
Yeah.
something a little extra.
So I mean, I'm not done, and just so others. I mean, I did today something Jay told us to do several weeks ago. I texted, I don't know, 10 or 11 people and said, "Hey, I'm working on a project. It's called the Truth Scriptures." I didn't say, "Can you?" I said, "Will you make a donation as a favor to me?" Doesn't matter what amount it is, any amount's okay. Here's the link. And in that link is more details. That was it.
Wow.
I don't know. I know my brother contributed.
Wow.
No, he did. He sent me, and I don't know what he contributed,
Wow.
but I know he contributed because
Wow. Really?
within 5
That's
minutes.
good. You see, one
Like I said,
person.
I don't care what they contribute, and I know somebody else is going to because they gave me a thumbs up. You know, they didn't speak; they just gave me a thumbs up, so I know she's going to contribute. But it doesn't matter. I mean, if everybody can just take
Wow.
10 people out of your phone and text them and say, "Hey, can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Make a donation." It doesn't matter what the amount
Wow.
is; just as a favor to me, do it. And if they're your friend, they're going to do it. In my opinion, that if
Yep.
they love you and your friends, then they'll do it just as a favor to you. So I did that
Wow.
today. Hopefully,
Wow.
Strong.
So proud of
You got me down here looking for my
Jerry.
message that I
This
sent
is
out. I'm gonna put it in
amazing.
the comments in the chat so people can know.
yeah. And I did edit. I mean, I did. I made it mine. It was Jay's, but I made it mine and
So
sent it out.
you took that one that I dropped earlier.
Yeah, the one that you did. It said we have a major Truth Scriptures funding project, and I was like, well, I'm a part of that, so I'm helping with a major Truth Scriptures project, fundraising project happening today. As a favor to me, will you contribute to the project? Any amount will help. I really appreciate you. Here's the link to contribute. The link also provides more detailed information.
Wow.
It's very simple, very direct, very
That's
not
awesome.
pressuring. To me, it wasn't pressuring.
Right.
So hopefully we'll get some more donations through that. I don't care if it's the minimum $3. It's $3 more than we have.
That's it. That's what people got to
Yeah.
get. It's just that
That's
that
it.
three. We had a couple people do $3 in the last 24 hours. And Dr. David, I just sent you a message, very important message, Dr. David. Look at your phone. We've had people, and guess what? And they put a note. This is all I got to do right now. And guess what that is? What does that say to you, Sherry, when you see like the lady from Africa going, "This is what I got to give. This is all I got. Hope I can do more later." How you feel about that?
I feel like that lady is going to be blessed beyond her imagination.
Yes.
Because she gave all she had.
Yes.
And it really touches my heart when people do that. I mean, it really does. It doesn't matter the amount.
That's right.
Your heart's what matters.
Right.
If your heart is with YAHUAH, give him $1. Give him $2. Show him you love him by getting this Truth Scriptures out. This needs to be in everybody's hands. I don't know how many I'm going to give away, but I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be giving away some Truth Scriptures.
That's right.
To anybody that will accept. I'm not going to be pushy, but if they'll accept it, they're going to get it.
That's right.
How'd
you like that? I don't know if you heard. I'm sorry, baby. I come back in
remember.
after you. Sorry, sweetheart.
No, I remember that Cherry was saying how many packs.
How many bronze packs could I buy?
Because I want all the scriptures. I want scriptures to give away.
I'm like, let's see, how many bronze packages is the 2,500? Can I just keep buying a bronze package? That'd give me more and more to give away.
Go.
That blesses my heart. That blesses our hearts over here.
Yes.
So.
It does.
No, I mean, Sherry, how'd you feel about the idea, sis, of getting these into all the hotel rooms, getting these into?
Awesome.
I don't know if you heard that earlier. Like, if we get the funding in here,
right?
We strategically start getting a place. How'd you feel about that?
That, to me, that would be amazing. You don't know who you're going to reach. You know what comes. I know. I see a person in suicide mode, and they open that drawer and they see that Bible, that scriptures, and they crack it open. I'm sorry, got them chills going on right now.
Right.
How many lives is that going to save?
That's right.
Not, physically save, but also through Yahuwah's name. They'll see it. They'll know that they're not alone in their struggles. Maybe they'll reach out to somebody and say, I need help. So yeah, you don't know who it's going to touch from a drawer in a hotel room.
You don't know. And we're gonna get it all over there. Listen, we got an update. We are now less than 3,000 away from the goal today.
Yay. Yeah. Come on, guys.
All right.
Do it.
Everybody gotta know we are on a mission for YAHUAH today. He put on our hearts this morning, and we had a bunch of people come into agreement and say we're getting phase 2 out of the way today. So if anybody listening to us right now, if you can just go over to tsnt.org and get your name on the roll call for the great day of YAHUAH. This is one of them great days.
It is.
Sister Sherry, anything else you want to say? Before you jet out of here, we got some more guests coming in, but we got to hear some of your last words. Maybe YAHUAH's got something for you to say to the people because you got that heart for YAHUAH. By the way, are you one of them 144 real ones?
I am definitely one of them 144. You got and as far as
I love it.
We're talking about the True Scriptures Project, and YAHUAH wants this. He wants this out now. He wants it done. So help him get it done.
Yes.
I know everybody can't donate and contribute $1,000 or $2,000, but anything you can give right now, it is so needed to get this project underway and to get this scriptures in the hands of all of us that need it, because I need it badly. And, I know others on the line need it just as much as I do and want it as badly as I do. So I'm thinking it might be time for another chapter, Jade. I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah. You know what? You inspired me. Y'all better thank Sherry, because within 48 hours, we're going to drop at least another free chapter of the True Scriptures. And from the encouragement of our sister Sherry, I'll thank her because it's coming out for free for everybody to get another chapter within 48 hours, Sherry. That's on you that's making that happen.
I appreciate it. I got another chapter to read.
Well, we love you, sis. Thank you so much for contributing, being a big powerhouse in the kingdom of YAHUAH, being one of the 144 that's going to do whatever it takes, lock arm and step together. We all in agreement. This is our sister. We're in agreement on these words. We love you, Sherry. Thank you.
I love you all. All right.
We love you, Cherry. Thank you for everything. You're amazing. And thank you for being here and being the example. That's the example. Because look what she just did. She just told you that she sent a message to 10 people.
Go. Do it.
So keep spreading the word. If one person can do it, you can do it. So let's all send that message to 10 people.
Thank you, Sherry. We love you, sis. Bye-bye. Hey, and look at Lou, y'all came in with a $49.99 awesome super chat contribution. Thank you, Luya. We're gonna send you some blackberry juice for that, Luya. We gotta send you some blackberry juice. Listen, I think the crew's about to be here shortly, but I'm bringing David in here. I'm gonna step just for a second for a quick break later, and then I'll be right back. Honey.
Hey, how about we run that commercial? Are we able to do that?
When I get back.
I don't have the controls. Right. So he will get it back. But what about that, Dave? What about being able to just wear the shirt, go out, tell people about it, and then send that message to 10 people? I love it.
That was a great idea by Sherry. Yeah, I love it. All right. It's easy to do. I like the way Sherry said it. She said, I didn't ask him. I, I put it in the form of a statement, and she said everybody thumbs up or did it. So that's great. I was showing Jay. I have another page that I used for my previous ministry. So I still post on that, and I posted the video, the Jesus is Zeus video. And I sent him a screenshot. When I sent it to him before, it was 8 shares. Now it's up to 12 shares. So I just praise YAHUAH that people are seeing it and just pushing it out, pushing it out, pushing it out. So, like you said, you tell 5, they tell 5. Before you know it, that's
Yeah.
multiplication.
It's just like Amber told us right here. It's a wildfire. It just keeps spreading, and that's what we have to do. Why we have to immerse into His name? Because once we immerse into His name, we got that fire inside of us. We got that passion, and we cannot let that passion go down. We have to bring it up. So get that fire out. Contact all your friends, family. Go out, get some of the T-shirts, get some of the mugs. When you are in the, maybe you're working, and when you go to your office, you have a mug. Take that mug with you, drink your coffee there, and just put it there. It looks pretty. People are gonna ask you for it because they're not used to seeing this. So go out. You can use this as a
I,
witness tools. That's what we're there. You got the hat. You got the
I
T-shirt.
got I got Mike trying to contact me. I'm
Yes,
gonna jump
the,
off.
I tell him we see him coming in, but he just needs to hang tight till we bring him in.
Okay. All right. I'll
So
let him know.
we see him coming in. He just got to hang tight till we bring him in. We
Okay.
get super chat. William Pollock came in $20 on the super chat. Thank you, William Pollock. We appreciate you so much.
yay.
And we grab.
Thank you, Willie.
Where'd you go, Lena?
I don't know. David did something to my phone, to my
I
computer.
said, yay! Lena was gone. Listen, and we all the super chats too. We give you recognition inside of the True Scriptures Project. So the staff is watching all that. There's a whole bunch happening. There's people that are watching while we're doing this that love YAHUAH and what he stands for. So Lena, I'd like to kind of give it to you a little bit. You the one who coordinated, put this together. We're getting close to the goal, but everybody's got to do something. And it don't have to be a lot. If everybody does a little bit, and you send, I'm gonna put that message here in a second, or tell the team to do it. That if you send that out, I'm gonna send it out to at least 5 people. The message just saying, "Can you please contribute? Can you please help? Let's hit this goal, Lena. What do you got to say about that?" I'm gonna try to get that commercial down there.
Okay, well, I have to say that we all can do it together. We just came this far, and we just needed that fire from Cherry. What she just did was inspire all of us. So if she did it, we can do it. We just need to go and knock in the doors and tell people, hey, I know you can do it, or borrow it to me, or give it to me. I need your help. Help me. Just figure it out. But I know that YAHUAH is putting this into our hearts, and it's in our plate right now. What we're gonna do? Like, I don't know too much about football, but I know it's always all these plays that I even tell Jay all the time. Why this game takes so long? There's so many plays, and we have the ball. What we're gonna do with it? We have to do a touchdown tonight. We have to do it. This is in the name of YAHUAH. And if we all together call in the name of YAHUAH right now, and we ask him to give us this goal, to help us hit it, we all will hit it. And this will be a goal that we all achieve together. Nobody in the world have done this, to bring a community together in the name of YAHUAH and ask him to get something done. If we get this done, we're going to be able to push this faster. And you keep hearing one after the other one. One after the other one. We need these scriptures. We need this word. We need the truth. Why are we going to be reading lies? It don't make no sense. We need them out. And we need the time and the resources to be able to do it. So we need your help right now. Look, Daniel, super chat right there, $20. Thank you, Daniel, for that.
And Daniel just did another 300 as well, which has got us closer to the goal, Lena. We're getting closer to the goal. We're now probably about a little over 2,500 away, and we have the goal done. We could do it here. We could do it in the next 45 minutes if everybody pulls together. And then, let me find that message that I sent.
CRC said touchdown. This is the Super Bowl. So we have less than an hour. We're closing at 8. We have less than an hour to hit this goal. If we hit this, we're going to change the next generations. That's a fact. The next generations are going to be able to say, I'm reading the truth. I'm not reading no lies. I'm not being deceived by the Greek. Like what the Romans did with that day in Constantine, sit down all these people, and he said, let's create all these lies because we want to rule the world. Well, tonight we can change that. We can say, screw Constantine. Your word is not going to be anymore out here. It's Yahuwah's word is going to rule, not you. You didn't supposed to be touching that word. So now we have that project in our hands. We need all of you. Right now, you can go to tsnt.org and contribute anything. Whatever you can do right now, do it. I know we can do it. This is so important for the future of all of us. All of us. And the fastest that we can do it, the fastest we're going to have the right word and we're able to be witness to other ones the right way. And show them. When you have those scriptures in your hands and you're able to compare one to another one, how are you going to, like, what they're going to say when that Holy Bible is all jacked up and you have the true scriptures and can compare word by word. So it's time for us to take over. No more Constantine ruling. It's Yahuwah's ruling time. But he's counting on us. He is counting on us.
Absolutely. I just stuck the message with the team. So you see from the Promote the Truth team, we just put it over there in the chat. This is a message you can send out. We have a major True Scriptures fundraising project happening now, and I'm asking for your help. Can you contribute something to the project? Any amount will help. I really appreciate you. Here's the link. Send that out to at least 5 people. See what happens. You never know. Like be a witness. Like be on fire. Like one time. Go ahead just one time. Just say, I'm going to be on fire. I'm not going to care what anybody thinks except Yahuwah. Do it unto Yahuwah and watch what happens. You never know. People might say, what is this? They get over there, they think they're going to contribute. Then all of a sudden they click on Promote the Truth site. They see the name video. Next thing you know, they say, man, I just came to help you out a little bit. Now I got my soul saved. So I think I see Mike Cruz coming up in here. Let's see if we can get them in here. Y'all see? Let's see if we can get them in. I got a black screen.
Yeah,
Mike,
and we
put your
just see
video on,
Yahuwah daughter, $100.
Yeah, where it goes, sis. All right, so tell Mike that we got him, but it's a black. He don't have his video on for some reason.
All right, I'm gonna drop out.
Oh, you drop out. We're gonna drop him out and just tell him he has to make sure his video's on. Okay, so we're gonna go. We're gonna come back to get Mike. That's another platinum member, and we have another announcement to make. Mike and his beautiful wife Brenda. Brenda said, "You got my name on here with you, but I would really like to do my own platinum package progression." Now so she progressed her way. So in the same household, husband and wife now both have went platinum. She hit platinum today, Lena. How does that make you feel that a woman of Yahuwah said, let's go?
I'm so proud because that's what we need. Like I see Cherry, I see Miss Brenda, I see Melanie, I see Amber House. We need women of Yahuwah out there because it needs, the word needs to be spread. What are the right things that we need to do as women out there? Like we have taught, it was taught how we're supposed to be in the world. Being submissive, but also hard workers, but also take care of our families. Also teaching our kids the right things. So that is so important, and I'm so proud of her. Like when you saw her in the past video, You saw her. Her passion is right there. They call in the name of YAHUAH. They receive the ruach. They receive that fire, and they are on fire. So I'm very proud of them. I see also, baby, we have YAHUAH daughter, $100 right there.
Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah.
Thank you for that. Thank you, everyone. I'm really proud. I'm really proud. And guys, we can do it. This is our moment. This is our time.
I love this.
Everyone has been part of this, and you can say it. Imagine when the true scriptures come out, and you say, "I was part of that." That's the first scripture that have come to life with the true word, without any manipulation, without any Greek on it, without any Judaism, any organized religion. Only Jehovah's word.
Only YAHUAH's word. So hopefully we can get Mike and Brenda Cruz up in here in a second because they had a black screen. So we'll try to get them in because we were just sharing, David, and you've had a lot to do with this because you've kind of worked hands-on with them. They've reached out to you. They've had questions. And so now you got members of the Promote the Truth team like David. They'll come in and go, hey, you know what? They'll reach out and talk to you. You know, what's been your experience with Mike and Brenda Cruz? Then all of a sudden both went platinum, David. David, can you hear us? He told us he's been having internet issues today, so we're gonna keep it going. Look at the Amber said, I finally ordered shirts and a tote bag just now from the store. Hey, Amber, you're gonna be representing YAHUAH. Everybody should be draped. Y'all should be taking pictures. Y'all should be posted over on the Facebook page, on the Instagram, showing your pictures, tag and promote the truth.
Yeah, tag us. Make sure you tag us because that's the way to keep promoting. Like, it's not just us promoting. Help us keep promoting. That's amazing, man, what you just said.
Yeah. All right, now, I'm going to do another little gift. I'm going to bring in some more of those slides, Lena. I'm going to bring in some more slides. Everybody was tripping off those slides earlier because we had the Greek and the Catholic historians and bishops admitting that the word, that the Briyt Hadash, the New Testament, was originally written in Hebrew and Aramaic. We got them. We got them. So when we share that, got my mouth is dry. I've been talking so much today. Let me get some blackberry juice, Luya. You know, when we share it, it just wakes people up. But let's go again. So we ended off with my man Jerome. Now let's just do a recap of what Jerome said, Lena, because Jerome is one of the most well-known, significant historians of all time. Jerome, a bishop and a historian in the Catholic Church family. He says Matthew, who is a Levi and from a tax collector, came to be an emissary first of all evangelists, composed the gospel of Messiah in Judea in the Hebrew language and letters for the benefit of those of the circumcision who had believed. Who translated it into Greek is not sufficiently ascertained. So now he's saying, I don't know who translated it into Greek. So if it was originally translated if the New Testament is from Greek, why is one of the greatest historians of all time, who is from the Greek culture, saying, I don't know who got this over into Greek? Then what does he say? He says, furthermore, Hebrew itself is preserved to this day in the library at Caesarea. He says it's already there, which the martyr Pamphilus so diligently collected. I also was allowed by the Nazarenes who used this volume in the Syrian city of Berea to copy it, the Bereans. So he said, I also went and seen it, and I was allowed to copy it. Guess what that says, Lena? He had the Hebrew version.
He had the Hebrew words.
In which it is to be remarked wherever the evangelist makes use of the testimonies. Now, everybody listen to what he's going to say here. Of the old scripture. So he says, anybody got any salt about them, They do not follow the authority of the 70 translators, the Septuagint, but that of the Hebrew. So when you look at old King James, and you look at all these versions in the world today, almost every one of them come from the 70 translators, the Septuagint, the Textus Receptus, the majority text. And here is a man saying, hey, I'm telling you from my high level position. I bet you if he was here now, I bet you he wish I didn't say that. Because they would throw him out today. But right then it was so fresh, he had the authority to say, hey, this thing that the world, he didn't know the world was going to run after this. This thing went berserk in the 1500s.
Yeah.
You see, this is written in what, 382. He didn't know what was going to happen in the 1500s, that everybody was going to try to make the Septuagint the most incredible of documents for truth. He didn't know that. He didn't know it at all. So you got to think about what's on the line here, you know, and then look.
Yeah.
So this thing, you know, watch this. That's kind of like a copy of a Greek Septuagint, kind of giving you an idea, kind of getting you in the game of the Greek Septuagint. But what is it? It's filled with lies. It's filled with lies. Now here goes another character that's important, that we deal with this character. Here's another character. Now, who is this? Why is this person significant? The Greek Septuagint, from where? Ptolemy II, Philadelphus, a Greek king of Egypt. So listen, a Greek king of Egypt. Most people don't know that Greece conquered Egypt.
Right.
Most people don't know it. In the 3rd century BCE, so before Yahushua got here. I'm sorry, BCE. Sorry. I can hear somebody scratching something in the background. I don't know if it's Lena or David. So from the 3rd century BCE, desired a Greek translation. I'm sorry. Yeah, so this is beforehand.
Right.
He desired a Greek translation of the Hebrew Torah for the famous library in Alexandria. So this guy, he's the one that wanted it in the Greek. Who knows this? Don't nobody really know this, right?
No.
Now, that leads us up to 1516, the Textus Receptus. Now, why is this Textus Receptus important? Because here goes a rascal. It's so funny, his name is Erasmus. It's almost like a rascal, right? This guy, he's the one that published the Textus Receptus. His name was Desiderius Erasmus. As soon as you hear us, you know it's got something to do with Greek. That the U.S. always is in honor to Zeus, just so y'all know. Anytime you see in any of these people's name ended in U.S., it's to give honor to Zeus. Like we got Yah, right? So they got Us. So Desiderius Erasmus, he double Zeused up. The first edition was published in 1516. He went on to produce several more editions. These were based on a small number of Byzantine manuscripts, but Erasmus had to rely on the what, Dr. David?
The Greek.
The Latin Vulgate.
The Latin Vulgate.
For a few verses in the book of Revelation, where he found the Greek manuscripts to be what, family?
Incomplete.
Incomplete.
Okay, I can see it.
I don't know what y'all gonna do with that.
They didn't even have. They went ahead and tried to translate, to manipulate the true scriptures that was in Hebrew into Greek, and they didn't even have it complete.
They didn't even have it complete. How you gonna say that the original was in Greek when the man that had, listen, I gave y'all the backbone, but this is the big inspiration of the King James. Is this dude and his stuff. This King James Holy Bible, hardcore, coming from this guy right here, Erasmus. What y'all gonna do with this?
Wow.
You gonna turn your head? You gonna run for the hills and say, "Oh no, Yahuwah, I didn't see that. I didn't see that. What I've been reading all these years is full of lies. I didn't see it. I didn't see it." They sit there and show me from what Doc said this earlier. We're not talking from some spiritual standpoint. What'd you say earlier, Doc? We talking from what? Did you say history?
History.
Why is that significant, Doc?
Because it's not based on faith. It's based on facts.
That's so true.
Not based on faith, based on facts. Now, hold on. You got to keep putting your seatbelt on. Can y'all handle this?
Let's do it.
Yeah, go ahead, Amber. You can screenshot and send it out and tell people, look at this mess. You want me to back that one up? I'll back it up. Screenshot it. Send it out. Hold on. Y'all, everybody screenshot that and send it to somebody and go, this is what you're relying on. Your King James, your NIV, all of your American, New American Standard, your Amplified are all based on Double Zeus, man.
Wow.
Who couldn't even get a complete from the Greek. He had to go grab the Latin Vulgate. He couldn't even get a complete. And that's what everybody wants to. Y'all think this project is not critical when we got this type of stuff? And then it didn't stop there. Oh, no. Didn't stop with the Texas Receptors. They said, David, Lena, we got to turn up the lies. We got to turn it up another notch.
Okay.
We got to get what's called the majority text.
Right.
Because, once you put something out, everybody wants to compete with it. So let's deal with that. Now, when I go over this right here, right now, everybody should go into triple urgency mode for the true scriptures when I cover what I'm about to cover. The majority text nonsense. I had to put that in all capital letters. Nonsense. The majority text, also known as the ecclesiastical or Byzantine text, compiles Greek New Testament manuscripts by favoring the reading present in the majority of them. This is their reasoning. It's the majority of them. So if 100 manuscripts have one reading and 200 from another, the latter is selected. While this majority rules method seems straightforward initially, it's crucial to consider other aspects. For instance, if a Greek manuscript with errors is replicated 1,000 times, those mistakes would outnumber a more accurate version replicated less frequently. Y'all get that? Can you explain, Doc, what that means to everybody?
Yeah. So if we translated the one that had the most copies at that time,
No kidding.
because it had the most, we're going to use that. That's the majority. But if the majority happens to be wrong, it's just going to multiply the wrongness.
Oh my goodness. You definitely needed to put the nonsense a little bit bigger in that slide.
I mean, y'all got to think about that. Everybody has got to think about what you just heard. That means if I got 200, let's just say, for example, I got 200 different manuscripts that has the verse wrong. I got 100 manuscripts that's got the verse right. They choose the 200 that has it wrong because it's more of the 200 than the 100 that's right. What y'all gonna do with that?
Look what Daniel just said. He said it's like trying to finish a puzzle without all of the pieces and using some from another puzzle.
This don't stop. This does not stop. Hey, we got to give a big shout out to Joseph Cardone, Joseph Carden. Joe Carden said he went and got a silver pack on behalf of my wife and I. I would like to give a big thanks to Promote the Truth. Joe, hey, I've been feeling Joe and his wife Ebony from the day I met him. They ain't done nothing but went up in the name of Yahuwah from the day. Joe, we love you. We love Ebony. Y'all think about that.
Congratulations.
They see it, they move. Now look, team. We just went over 23. We are now less than 2,000 away from the goal. We got less than 30 minutes.
Hey, one more. Sean Klein,
Talk to me.
$623.
$620.
Would like to donate for bronze pack for the woman in Africa as well. Half of the 100. Please keep it anonymous. Well, he didn't put it anonymous. I'm sorry.
How do you supposed to keep it anonymous?
It's in the wall.
Oh, well, you put it on the wall. Okay, so we're gonna anonymous it for you, but you ain't anonymous on this one because you put it on the wall. So Lena, let's fulfill his wishes or her. Is it he or her?
It's Sean.
Sean. All right. Listen. We're gonna do our best with that, but you put it on the wall. So we're so sorry. We're positive. We always respect everybody's privacy, and if they want to be discreet. But Lena, let's get the woman from Africa, and we're gonna bless her with that and send her a message on behalf of somebody anonymous that wanted to make an impact. Now, guess what that means, though? What just happened?
1,477.
Where we at, David?
1,477.
We are less than 1,500 away from the goal. That's where we at. In the name of Yahuwah. And like Sherry said, text them 10 people. Can we do it in the name of Yahuwah? Can we hit the goal before we even get out of here? We said let's do it before the day. Now, here's what's going to happen, by the way. Tomorrow, the team is going to do what? Is going to get the new badges out. So what was happening today, I'm gonna go through some more of the script too. But what was happening today was we were trying to get badges out today, David, but people were graduating up so fast. We said, well, let's just wait till the day's over with. And we release the badges tomorrow, and then we'll do it again next week. So wherever you're at, tonight, tomorrow, the staff's going to get your badge done, your bronze, silver, gold, platinum. They're going to email you your badge. We're going to post the badge on all of our social media so that the world knows. Those of you that are asking to be anonymous, we will send you your badge, but we will not post it and announce it. You can do what you want to do with it if you ever felt led about that. All right, so y'all got this nonsense that we're reading over here? Let's get into some more nonsense. Do we got any more nonsense? Now we're gonna compare that nonsense to the Aramaic and Hebrew, which is what we're translating out of. Let's go ahead and compare it. Y'all ready to compare it? Now watch this. Put your seat belts on. You got locked in, Lena? Are you locked and loaded? Okay.
I'm ready.
The Peshitta Aramaic consistency. The Peshitta, an ancient version of the scriptures in Aramaic. That should be scriptures, Lena. Make a note. In Aramaic is renowned for the remarkable consistency across 360 manuscripts. Let me make sure everybody gets this, because you hear what Sherry said, what Doc says. He says, I'll make where people can get it. 360 manuscripts. That would be like Dr. David wrote a copy of the New Testament from what he heard from Yahushua. And then Lena wrote one. And then I wrote one. And then Luya wrote one. And Michael wrote one. And Gold Trim. Everybody wrote one. So everybody's here. 360 different ones of us all wrote based on what we heard. All right? Mm-hmm. And imagine all 360 being almost identical. How would y'all feel about that? If they were almost identical and it was wrote over a 1,500-year period based on what we heard.
Say that's the Ruach.
That's the Ruach. This consistency is especially astounding given the widespread geographical regions these texts have been found in and the vast time span over which they were produced. The uniformity of the Peshitta manuscript stands as a testament to the meticulous care taken by the scribes and the stringent standards they adhere to when copying these set-apart texts. Such remarkable uniformity provides scholars and readers with a high degree of confidence regarding the preservation and the transmission of the Peshitta's content. This level of coherence contrasts with many other ancient textual traditions, which often show a greater degree of variance due to factors like scribal errors, intentional edits, and regional variations. The Peshitta's consistency underscores its importance as a reliable witness to the ways of YAHUAH. Think about that. Think about how important that is, family. Think about that. So think about the culture of YAHUAH versus the Greek pagan culture. You know, look at this. So y'all tell me, do you think YAHUAH would have his word come out of a pagan culture that is absolutely relentlessly like obsessed with different gods? Look what come out of the Greek. You got Zeus, Hera, Poseidon, Athena, Ares, Apollo, Artemis, of Aphrodite, Hermes, Demeter, Dionysus, Hestia, Hephaestus, Hades, Persephone, and they all got these, and none of these people really exist. They're just in people's mind. Right. And they're praising them as their idols. So we know that the scriptures could not come out of this mess. So you got the difference here in the culture. So the question is, choose who you're going to serve. And I'm gonna end with, I got more slides, but I'm just barely halfway over the slides, but I'm gonna end with this one for the slideshow. I got this whole video over on our YouTube channel. The entire video's over there, right? Over on the YouTube channel. And we've already got almost 27,000 views on this video. Choose who you will serve. And if it seems evil in your eyes to serve YAHUAH, then choose for yourselves this day who you are going to serve, whether it be the mighty ones which your fathers served that were beyond the river, or the mighty ones of the Amorim in whose land you live. But as for me and my house, we serve YAHUAH.
Hallelujah.
Yeah. Hallelujah. Everybody choose this day who you gonna serve. YAHUAH got a big call out here for us. All right, now I think I got Brenda in here at least. Is that you, Miss Brenda?
What's up, Miss Brenda?
Is that Miss Brenda? She just went platinum today.
Oh.
Can you hear us, Miss Brenda? Go ahead and come off your mute. Just hit the thing where it unmute you, Miss Brenda. Hit the thing where it unmute you.
Take off the mute.
Take off the mute. Now I can hear you. I can hear you, Miss Brenda. We hear you.
Okay, yes, I'm here.
We hear, we see it. And Mike, we got both of you. All right, we're going to, now, David, I'm going to drop you to see if I can get them in, okay? I'm going to drop you to see if I can get them in. All right, I'm going to get David off. I'm going to try to get, all right, y'all squeeze in close together. Y'all going to get some sugar tonight. Y'all going to get some Swedish sugars tonight. Okay, the super couple have pulled off platinum each. What in the world has got you two so excited about YAHUAH?
A week can pass by without me seeing anybody.
Hey, y'all got something playing in the background. Make sure you turn that off. We can hear something in the background.
That's the computer.
That's the one we're watching right now.
Yeah, put that one on mute. We got that technology going on here.
Okay.
All right.
Hello, Mr. Mike and Miss Brenda. How y'all doing?
We are blessed and highly favored by YAHUAH.
All right, I'm gonna give it to my wife to bring y'all in. Lena, you got your special guest here, finally.
Thank you so much. Like, my heart is so happy to see you both there. Like, I can cry right now because, like the energy that you two bring to the screen is just indescribable. And I want to congratulate you both, because what you have done, what you guys have done for the kingdom is gonna mark the history. It's gonna be in history. And the project and the passion that you guys have done, the commitment, like seeing you both right there together. I can see the love between you both. That example as a Yahuans, as a couple, to teach us, the youngest one, to grow into that faith, into that love. For me, that is, it don't have a price to have you guys here. So welcome and thank you for coming into this call tonight. I want everybody to congratulate them. You can see from they're the beautiful couple. Like I really, like, my heart is so touched to see you both. And tell us, Miss Brenda, you was with your husband doing the commitments and doing the pack, and then you said, no, I want my own. What happened? What inspired you to keep going?
Actually, he's the one who asked me if I wanted to come here.
Tell
And I
us
said,
the story.
sure we do.
Tell
We
us the
all
good
really
stuff.
love it.
Well, if y'all
She
can
really
share what,
wanted-
if y'all can share with this, you know, how you got into, how you met, how you found out about Promote the Truth, what do you think about the true scripture? Just pour your heart out here. You got people's going to watch us from all over the world. They want to hear from you.
Well, Mike was into it for a long time before I was. And he tried so hard to pull me in, and I had a background that just didn't make it possible. I went to a Catholic school, and I was convinced that I wanted to be a spiritual person. And I joined a convent. For 10 years, I was a nun.
10 years you were a nun.
10 years. And then I left at some point, realizing that it just wasn't what I was expecting it to be. I left and I met a guy. I got married and I divorced him, and I met Mike. Now, Mike learned about 10 plus years more than I did, sooner than I did, about the name. And he kept trying to tell me, you need to know this, you need to know this, you need to know this. And I was not very conducive. I kept saying, well, you know, Jesus knows that I, you know, heart. That I care. He knows my heart. And Mike said, yeah, he knows it, and it's incredibly deceived. And so as time went on and I got a hold of the Promote the Truth information, I was very, very excited to know that his name really is Yahuwah. And in now still going to our church services, I always said Yahuwah in place of the God word and Yahusha in place of the Jesus word. I always said it out loud, but I just felt so sad. I felt so sad for Yahuwah because he had to listen to us saying his wrong name. Yeah, and when he said that what we have to do is whatever we do, we have to do it in his name. And most people were not doing that. And it just broke my heart. It made me sad that was happening. And okay, so as time went on, I'm gonna see what happened. What did I say next? So then I learned that Promote the Truth was here. I wanted a support team around me, you know, and Promote the Truth turned out to be that. And I was just so excited that you guys were online and helping us to know what to do and how to do it. So I wanted to find, well, I just want to say that when we found Promote the Truth, I was elated. People here are very reluctant to change. They're very reluctant to change. They don't want to change. And one woman says she does not want to be confused, does not want to look at anything. She doesn't want to see anything. She doesn't want to hear anything. she does not recognize the scripture, I guess, that says study to make yourself study, to show yourself approved. And so that's about where we are right now. We run into people once in a while who have the right way of looking at it, but we haven't made connection. We were wanting to open a Bible study at home so we can meet people and find out who is open. And that's where I am right now.
Wow, we're so proud of you, sister. I'm so proud to call you my sister and your commitment. And listen, y'all, she started today. We didn't even know. We saw Miss Brenda come in and she did a silver pack. And next thing you know, we seen another one. And boom, she said she went platinum on her own because of that support system with her husband. And Mike, let's hear from you. For some reason, you got this thing for YAHUAH and the truth. What's going on with you, brother?
Well, I'm going to tell you, YAHUAH been working on me. I am very proud of this woman that's sitting beside me. I tell you, I have fallen in love. I'm glad my wife's sitting here, Jay. I have fallen in love with your wife in the last couple of days.
Wow.
That woman is totally awesome. She had me crying yesterday when she finished that deal with her prayer. I mean, that woman has got it all over her.
Yes.
And
hallelujah.
I just want to thank y'all both. We're the one that's blessed, okay, by being able to be a part of y'all. And, you know, YAHUAH's been working on me lately, just trying to tell me, you know, I need to be about his business and not my business. He'll take care of my business if I take care of his business. And I hunt. I was a hunter. This past week, I went to like 2 or 3 days and I climb a tree. I get up 40, 50 foot up in a tree and I hunt deer. But I get up there and I've always loved it because I mean, I'm up there and I get there before daylight in the mornings and I see all the creation that he's done. Yes. And it's just, I spend time with him, you know, if I kill a deer, fine. But if not, you know, I just spend time with him. He had me crying in that tree the other day. Wow. Just thinking about all the things that he has done for me. But lately he has shown me that I need to be more about his business. You know, he hadn't told me I can't hunt again, but he's told me right now during your 7-week campaign, I need to be about his business. Wow. All my stuff needs to go to the back, and I need to be not worried. I need to be concerned about getting people to participate in supporting y'all. Wow. Because the more videos we can send out, the more people we can reach, then they'll contribute too. And this, to me, this Truth Scripture Project is the most important thing in the world right now.
Yes.
You talk to people, those people out there that call on the name of JESUS, they don't care about the person. All they care about is a name. They don't even know who the person is. And that just breaks my heart. That, like Brenda said, you can't talk to them. They don't even want to listen to anything. And they don't want to know the truth. And so YAHUAH has just told me that I need to focus on what he is doing through y'all. And that's what it is, Jay. I've listened to everything you put out there, and you as a man could not do what you're doing.
Nope.
Okay? I can feel YAHUAH coming through that phone or that computer every time I listen to you.
Wow.
There's no way a man could not do what you're doing.
Fact.
And we pray for y'all, you and Lena, and we pray for you too, Lena, because we know you got a big job to carry. And so we support y'all. We not even started supporting y'all yet. We're going to continue. All right.
Hallelujah.
But we love what you're doing. And like I said, I think it's the most important thing this world has to get accomplished right now is that True Scripture Project. Because I've always questioned things in the Bible. People tell, oh, you're not supposed to question the Bible. That's the inspired word of God. I said, well, there's some mistakes in here, and I don't think God would make mistakes. If you go read the 4 Gospels on the resurrection, all 4 of them are different.
Yes.
And especially, you know, he couldn't be touched before he ascended.
Right.
But in one of them, I think it's in Mark, Mary went and grabbed him by the feet and worshiped him.
Wow.
Now, that can't be, because in John, he tells her, don't touch me,
Right.
because I've not yet ascended. And if you
Yep.
go and study any Hebrew culture, he was the high priest. So you couldn't touch him before he ascended to the Father for 7 days, because he had eighth day, he come back and told Doubting Thomas to put his hand in his side.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, you got to go and do some research and history. Oh, Christians don't want to hear nothing about history. That's all history. That tells us, like who was it talking about Tyndale earlier? King
That was
James being a big Christian.
Yeah, that was Dr. David.
Oh, okay. King James being the great Christian that he was, he had this guy killed because he wouldn't put church in his scriptures. He wanted to put the ecclesia in their congregation. So, it's crazy when you go out there and find, but it's the last few times I've listened to you talking about this, that in and from, I've always questioned how could anybody that breaks commandments be in the kingdom of heaven? That don't make no sense.
So had you ever heard that translation put out that way in your life?
No, that's what these are the things that's really coming to me, is because you are bringing out the truth, because those words, those one or two little words, changes everything. And
so when you heard that, Mike, when you heard that correct translation from the scriptures, where I get them, I print stuff out, I start working at them, going at it, then you heard that one thing, what happened to you inside? You and Miss Brenda.
We realize that what we've been reading all of our lives is not the truth. It's definitely not the inspired word of Yahuwah.
There you go.
He don't do things like that.
Nope.
And there's another one, that choose and chosen. That right there, because I've always that scripture's always confused me, and I had doubts. I said, how in the world can somebody that's breaking commandments be in the kingdom of heaven? That don't make no sense.
Nope.
First off, I don't think they're going to be in the kingdom of heaven. It's going to be the New Jerusalem when it comes down. But anyway, that's another whole ball game.
Right.
But just little words, like, because I always said, well, he's got to choose me, but few are chosen, many are called, but few are chosen. So the chosen's in his part. So how do I know? But when you came back and said it's choose,
who chooses it? Who choose it?
Choose it, right?
Many are called,
man,
but
there
few
it is.
choose it.
Yeah.
Right.
I said, there it is. That's what I've been looking for. Now I choose it. I know I'm in.
Before, because we know, like Miss Brenda probably feels the same way. We know Yahuwah wants us, he desires us. He says, I wish that no one perish. All right, that's our call. That's our call.
That's our call. Yep.
But will we choose it?
And we choose it. we already choose it, but you just set us free there when you said you choose it. Y'all
blessing my heart, Lena. Anything else you want to say to this power couple? They're a power couple. Hey, are y'all two of the 144 that we're looking for?
We're definitely two. We might be the first two. I don't know. Might be. We're gonna be definitely right behind Dr. David.
What do you say, Miss Brenda? Are you one of them 144, Miss Brenda? Are you
Absolutely.
in there? Yeah. All right, Lena, what you got?
No,
we can't wait till the gathering, in person.
Oh,
we're gonna do whatever it takes to be part of that.
Hallelujah.
Yes, and we will be planning into that. I want to read some messages that people have leave here.
Kind of hard to hear you, babe. Kind of hard to hear you.
I want to read these messages because people are just loving what they're hearing from you two. And like Amber said, thank you, Mike and Brenda. Such an inspiration. You both are precious and a blessing to my generation. I am so thankful for you. So people are just loving this testimonial from you two, and we really appreciate that you guys make it to the call today, to this telethon, because it's very important. For me, it was very important that today the people were able to see those they're contributing, those that are part of the community, and testimonials from others. Like, look what we just heard from Miss Brenda. She was a nun. So she got some insights from the Catholic Church. And let me tell you, I was raised as a Catholic, and I went to a school, a non-school. So I know she got some insights, and for her to be on this side, it says a lot. It says a lot because we know the deception. And I always was asking myself, "There's something don't feel right here with all of them." And here in Colombia, and I have heard in a lot of the world places in the world, how this they call themselves fathers. That's the first thing. The priest in the Catholic Church, they call themselves father. So that's the first thing. That it was like, why he's calling himself like that? And then you see a lot of abuse from them, and none of them go to jail. None of them. They grab them, and what they do, they change them to another church.
Wow.
But they don't go to jail. So I always was asking for that. So that this testimonial really need to ring some bells in people's heads, and understand the background of them too, and the transformation to the journey of YAHUAH. I'm really proud of you too, especially Miss Brenda. And you, Mike, like helping her get in there and having that patience, because it's love. That's true love.
True love. Miss Brenda, you got any parting words before you get out of here? Lovely sis.
Well, I do. One of my dear friends says that she's afraid to be confused. And you can't get it straight unless you're willing to look at things that you haven't seen before. And so being confused is something that we go through when we're in change. And you can't do this without some kind of change. And there are scriptures and there are historical events that help you to understand exactly what happened in the past. And I think that we need to know what those are. Study to show yourself approved.
Hallelujah. We got to do that. That's a charge on everybody. Miss Brenda said, everybody study, show yourself approved. And a lot of people are going, hey, because we're bringing up this big confusion, if people just go back and work through the videos we've done, work through the Promote the Truth website, this is authentic, real truth. And so we thank you for that encouraging word, Miss Brenda. We love you with all we got. Thank you for being obedient to Yahuwah's call. Really, really. He wants me to say that to you. I can feel it in my spirit. That for some reason in my spirit, I hear, I saw you in that room alone at that moment that you know I'm talking about. And I came and got you, and you accepted me. Yahuwah is telling you that right now. He saw you in that room alone, and he didn't want you to ever feel that loneliness again. And he's surrounding you with all his love and the family of Yahuwah, because he heard you, sis, your prayer.
Wow.
Praise Yahuwah. Mike, any parting words, brother?
Jay, I just want to thank you. You really helped me a lot by telling me, don't be trying to beat these people over the head and make them understand.
Yeah.
You tell them what the truth is, and you go on. That's like I had to do her. I prayed for 10 years for YAHUAH to open her eyes. All right. And that's all you can do. You can tell them. Now, I'd show her every now and then. I'd do something. And that name video, that thing is the most powerful thing out there. It broke me down. And then when I said, baby, you got to listen to this. And I mean, when she heard that
did it.
Things started clicking. But if you got somebody out there that you love and you want them to do, to understand, that name video is the most powerful tool I think out there. But you have put out some of the best teachings in the last, I don't know, year or two. But the last 6 months, definitely, you have got the teachings that are just blowing me away.
I appreciate it. I got the thumbs up from the wife. All right, we doing good over here, Yahuwah, hey, when I sat down and wrote out that script, that's completely Yahuwah Ruach. I mean, nobody can say it because me, country boy, hog farm, ain't no way I can write that out.
Well, I'm going to tell you one thing. Most of your teachings here lately have been Ruach.
Yes. Fact.
They have, Jay. I mean, fact. I'm telling you, no human being out there can do what you're doing right now without the Ruach speaking through it.
That's a fact.
I'm convinced of that.
I bear witness, brother. I love you. Love you, Miss Brenda. Love you,
y'all.
Brother Mike. Thank y'all for being our family. We're going to get to hug you soon. It's a coot. And we
Yes.
we just
Yes, yes,
appreciate y'all.
yes.
Everybody drop in the chat how much y'all appreciate the beautiful Mike and Brenda Cruz, the family that's standing for the kingdom. Would y'all please drop in the chat? We'll be talking to y'all soon. We love y'all.
Hey,
Love
and
you, bro.
one other thing,
Yes, sir.
Matt, Wells, I
Yes.
hunt in Mississippi, so I'm gonna be
Hey, we
seeing
got
that
to get
young
you
man.
with Matt. We got to get you with
I'm
Matt.
gonna be
That's
seeing
it.
that young man.
That's awesome. Well, we'll
Well,
let
you
y'all
can give me
talk.
my
Yes.
phone number if you want to,
We'll do that. We'll connect y'all up.
Yes,
I'll
we
get
will.
my
Brother
email or whatever. Yeah.
David to connect y'all. Love y'all. Bye-bye.
Yes, love you guys. That
All right.
that was a blessing. Wow.
I love
Are you tore up, Dr. David? Are you tore
so
up?
up,
What are you
so up,
thinking?
so up. I love. I'm looking at Mike, and I said that's my Caucasian counterpart right there. That's hearing him talk everything except when he was talking about the hunting. I said we Jacob and Esau. I'm in the kitchen. I'm not hunting, but and hearing from Brenda once again just what her testimony is, and I heard it when we were doing the video, but just hearing it again said how she said it just hurt her heart that Yahuwah had to hear all of these people that she's around calling him by the wrong name. So I feel them. I really feel them. So I'm glad they're contributing. And like he said, this is just the beginning. Um, they both have platinums. They both just want to see what they can do. So I'm excited about that couple there.
Nah, what do you think, babe?
uh, it really touched my heart. Her, her background, in some similarities, we grew up with the same teachings, and and our hearts, our souls. It's like in your soul that something is wrong, and hearing that from her, knowing from as a mom, and they go through teaching from the insides, and that's a more confirmation for everyone out there that is listening to these videos, and you can tell the sincerity, the honesty in their hearts, that passion, that love, and them teaching us how that passion and that commitment from Mike was able to bring into his household. So
What did
that's
scripture say, baby? What we say? Like when you're faithful to Yahuwah, he says he
yes,
gonna come back and get your whole household.
yes,
Most people
yes,
don't really get what that means, but what happens is we try to inflict our will on it rather than say, I'm gonna stay faithful, I'm gonna keep my witness strong. And listen, don't argue.
yeah,
Don't press them. Just say, you know what's right. You want to stay with me? This is about how I'm going to do. You're going to have to respect that. And if you just wait on Yahuwah, here he comes, baby.
Yeah,
Here he
that's
comes.
that's great. When I was
I
listening,
know.
like I said, there was so much stuff that he said that I said either to you or on the live or whatever. Just how we started earlier today, and I said what your teachings. That's not from intelligence. I've been around intelligent people. That's not just because you're smart. Um, that's the ruach. That just
Yep.
you bring it from angles that it's like when Dr. J came on. And he just was doing things nobody never saw before. The way he was slamming, and then uh, 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 Jordan came on, and he just did it in another way. And I've told you that before. It's like watching Jordan in his prime. It's just different. It's from the spirit. This is not a man that's bringing these words. So I agree with him 100%, and that's why I'm excited
Man, I
because I
tell you,
know because I
I,
know.
and when y'all say that, the thing is, and people say, well, how you feel about that? I said, I can take it because I know this ain't about me. Because I know I wouldn't normally be doing this if I was going to come up in the ways that I was led into this world in professional sports and the dangle of that. See, that dangle of that and that fire I had to go through to make those decisions to want to find out why am I here? Don't y'all really want to know why you're here? Like, have you not come to the reason that everybody around you, including you, gonna die sometime in this body? Has everybody like there's approximately 150,000 people die every day. This is every day. Hey, when we had the original Christian Promote the Truth website, most people don't know it. Because from 2004, 2005, when if you look at the domain, it's around, we did Promote the Truth, and we were Christian of Christians. And I used to have this clock on there that would just spinning. And it would do 150,000 every day. Mm. And it would say, this is how many people going into that's it time. And so, like, if you come to realization of that and you go, this is but a blip in time, I don't want to have no regrets. Like, what if we maximize this time? All right, now let's look and see where we're at.
Okay.
Let's see where we're at. We had less than $1,200 from the goal. We've already hit the time frame. We're going to stay on just a few minutes longer to allow people, like if everybody is here now, we got 10 people that just did a little bit, we can knock this goal out that YAHUAH has called us to do today. Does anybody feel inspired here as a team to get phase 2 done before we get off of this line? I mean, if y'all, we can shut it down now, and then we can wait to see what the night brings. But we got the people here now that can do something.
Yes, if everyone in the line does $30, will hit the goal.
That's how simple it is. It's just everybody chipping in, doing a little bit. You know, that's all. That's how simple it is. We're on a mission today, and we're telling you it's about YAHUAH's business. So if y'all like, when we're talking about money, yes. And we're going to get you to think right about money. Like most people don't understand that translation, that the love of money is the root of all evil. And that's a lie from the pit of hell.
Yes.
That's a lie translation. Right. Remember, Doc, I went deep on that one time, and you was tore up on that one, Doc.
My sons love that message.
What stood out to you about that message, Doc?
That it wasn't the love of money, because do you love your family? Or how you gonna take care of them without no money? Right. It is when you covet other people and the money that they have is what brings about that evil.
Yeah. The coveting, the hoarding of money is the root of all evil. It's in the translation. You can't say that I don't love something and it do good by you. It's the most ridiculous thing ever. So the true scriptures is not going to say that. It's going to say what it really says. It's the coveting of money that's the root of all evil. You're supposed to love money. You're supposed to love your spouse. You're supposed to have love in your heart for things that can help you. Can more money help you? Can more money help orphans? Can more money get more scriptures out in the world? Can more money do it? Why would we not love money? Is that a twisted thought thing? Now, who would want you to think that? Who would want you to think that? Huh?
Satan.
Satan, but he's got this organization called the Catholic Church.
Yes.
It's set up.
Yeah,
and then he say, you know what?
Your money.
Give us your money because it's evil, and we do something with it. And they wealthy beyond most people's wildest dreams, while telling people, hey, don't love the money now. Listen, you got to understand it. Go tell your spouse you don't love them and see if they want to be with you.
Yep, and I think David froze.
Yeah, go tell your spouse. Go tell, if I came and told you I don't love you, how inspired would you want to be with me? Or you said the same to me?
None. It's a relationship, and you're having a relationship with money. Like people said, oh, money is not everything. Okay, take money out of the equation to see what happens. You will not have where to live. You don't have nothing to eat. You don't have nothing to dress. And we're looking at Abraham. We're looking at Joseph. We're looking at every one of these people in the scriptures. They have a ton of money. Like they have lands, houses. Look at Joseph.
Hey, you got a point there. Look at it. You got to go to Abraham, and then what do? You get with Yitzhak, so son named Isaac. You get with YAHUAH. Look, they had so much, the brothers, they had to go separate because they had so much.
Yes.
They had so much livestock, so much fat, they had it. And so you've been taught to not think in abundance, and it's anti-YAHUAH not to think in abundance. It's bad. It's terrible. And when you get the right translation, guess what? It's going to set you free. You shall know the truth.
Yes.
Watch this. You better get the truth because that's what will set you free. Many of you haven't felt free because you ain't yet got the truth. You got part of the truth. And I promise you, the true scriptures is going to be the whole truth and nothing but the truth. And if we see stuff that's off a little bit, we're going to probably have about 4 or 5 different editions. But by the time we get to edition 5, woo! You know
That's
what I'm
gonna be
saying?
amazing. Yes, I'm this is what we're saying because, like, for example, Yahuwah said, everything that you ask for in my name, I give it to you. So I know you ask to have the best. You want to give the best to your kids. We are his child. So he wants to give us the best while we're going to be suffering for having no food or having things that we don't love. Giving the best clothes to our kid, taking him to the correct classes, being able to homeschool at home, get what they need. These teachers, these helpers, all that. Yahuwah wants the best for us. That's the way we have to think. And when we have a lot, guess what? We're able to give more. When sometimes what I do when I'm in a traffic light, if I'm stopped, I always keep my brochures with me in the car. I give a big bill and I put it in the brochure. And when there's people in the streets, I give them the money and I give them the brochure. So that way they know the name, but they know that someone is giving it to them also to support them, to help them. You help the most, you're going to keep getting your blessings. And that's what Yahuwah is talking about, blessings. We're gonna get blessings here right now, in this time, in this life. You're gonna get blessings. What blessings are you getting? Not having food to give to your kids, not having a complete meal for the day, having clothes, don't have a car that runs for you properly. All those are blessings, all those. So it's time to change that mentality, because the same way we're changing the right words, we have to change in the ways of Yahuwah, the way he wants us to think about everything. Staying in the positive mind, you can get anything, whatever you ask. And we
Anything.
talk about that, Jay, even last week we was talking about, you have the correct mindset and you can get everything because you're asking to Yahuwah for it.
Yeah, whatever you come for, you ask with belief. So listen, guys, we're going to keep this open till 30 minutes pass. So we got about 10 minutes. If we can hit the goal here as a family, or we can take it into the night and announce it on the social medias. We really want to encourage everybody to help the kingdom of YAHUAH get this goal done, to get out of, he put on our, get out of phase 2 today. Let's go into tomorrow into phase 3 and then get the momentum picked up. Sean, thank you so much for just your love. C-Art, thank you so much for your love. William, thank you so much. So the vouchers, you talking about the brochures, William? Let's put that link in there. Lena, I'll put that link in there.
Yes, the brochure is, if you go to promotethetruth.com and you go to witness tools, you will find it there. And we're working on more. We're working on having
More
one
witness
brochure.
tools, yeah.
Witness
Here go. I'm gonna put it in the thing now.
in the link in here. That way they can click in there. Make sure you put it in a nice paper. Just don't get any type of paper. You want people to be able to go home, read it, and have it in a nice way, nice looking ink and all that. So for those that are in the United States, you can go to Office Depot or this kind of places. Here, for example, in Colombia, they have different printers, so you can go to that. If you're in Europe, I'm pretty sure they have that. So that you can use those tools. You can use the shirt to be a witness tool. You
All
can
right, now hold on, Lena. So we got a big jump here. We are
okay.
now less than $350 away from the goal. We're less than $350 away from the goal. Daniel Bacote went nuts today. Daniel Bacote went nuts today.
And we have
Michael Fickett came in again. $700 Michael just did. Daniel did $208 more. We are less than $350 away from the goal. Platinum member Michael Fickett came in again and said, I'm going to contribute to the kingdom. Y'all listen, we just encourage him. YAHUAH is telling us to give it all we got. And we're going to shut this thing off in 8 minutes. In 8 minutes, we less than 350 away from getting out of phase 2, going to phase 3, where everybody wakes up tomorrow. You'll see a new banner up on phase 3. It'll be a different color background. The staff made a beautiful background. It's already ready. We're ready to hit the switch now. The portal's already set for phase 3, ready to go in anticipation that we hit the goal today, right? YAHUAH says, whatever you ask for in my name, I shall give it. Look, Daniel came in with 30 more on Daniel. Something happened with Daniel today. Daniel just felt something. Daniel, we got to get Daniel on the next one. Daniel, we want to invite you. And by the way, tomorrow I'm doing a special segment, and I'm going to show every badge member that didn't ask to be anonymous. We're going to do a slideshow of every badge member in recognition. So all the bronze, the silvers, the golds, the platinum. I just want to do a special recognition before I go into a special message. So it's going to be attached to a hot message that thousands of people are going to end up seeing. And so I don't want y'all to miss that. So anybody who wants to get into the bronze, silver, gold slot, y'all can ease on in there and get your badge out tomorrow. Lena, I know you're excited about that with the team.
Yeah, I'm very excited about that. Tonight, the team is going to be working on getting that done. Tomorrow morning, we'll get the list tonight and get work on that on the design of this. And also, we're preparing for the virtual retreat we're having next spring. So we're gonna have that too. And it's so like I'm really touched with all of you guys here. Like I see Gold Trim, I see Daniel Bacot, CARC, all these.
Lena, we are less than $250 away now. We're less than $250 away.
You guys, we're doing it. We're doing this together. Before we close this, it's 8:24 where we at in Eastern Standard Time. We have 5 minutes before we close. We need to close this and hit the call and celebrate together.
This is kind of like the roller coaster ride now. All right, we're going up the hill. We're going to be able to go, woo!
Let's get it. Let's do it. We are so close. We're so close to hit this goal. We can do it for YAHUAH here together and scream, oh, hallelujah, YAHUAH.
Hallelujah together. Can y'all imagine? We might even do a gathering tomorrow to talk about this. Lena, we might even do a special gathering, have everybody come on, celebrating tomorrow, sharing, asking questions. You know what I mean? Think about, what's most of the world doing? Are they focused on this? Like, what good is this going to do for the world versus what's most of the world doing now?
Yeah, they're doing Christmas and they focus on buying gifts right now. And they're just not going to salvation. And what we need to do, save them. Just spread the word. If we spread the word, there's more chances for the people that we love to come into the truth. We know everybody is not going to be saved because it's saying in there 144,000. 144,000.
I'm right now, my heart's tore up because I'm not even going to say their name. Somebody literally just put $3 in. Wow. and said, this is all I can do, but I want us to hit the go. Somebody put $3 in and said, but I want us to hit the go. See, that's the people. I believe YAHUAH is going to be like, my goodness, your name's going on the screen. I see it. All right, Lena, we're less than 150 away with 4 minutes to go. We're less than 150.
Let's go, family. We can do it. We're all together can do it.
This is fun, man. Watching everybody pull together. See, this is how we're
Yeah,
gonna work
we
in the
have
kingdom.
it. It's the
Who's the one?
fire.
Who's the 144? Who's the 144? That's like, there's no way we getting out of here in 3 minutes, in 3.5 minutes, and this goal not be done. There's no way. Wow.
Let's go. Let's do it. See, we have messages here. I'm really blessed. You all have blessed me today. This has been beautiful. The time we have spent together, reading all your messages, listening to all these amazing, amazing special guests that we have here. Our brother David, I think his phone is it have some issues, but having all that beautiful energy here, everyone. We have been the whole day calling in the name of YAHUAH, putting this day for him, doing all this because he has it in a big project. We have to finish this strong, family. So who is going to be the one or the ones that are going to help us to finish this race? We are in the middle of this race. Let's finish this part. We can do it. YAHUAH is looking at us right now. We all can do it together. I know we can. So how is looking over there?
I'm right now. I got the staff is having us go add up what's come in on the YouTube as well to see where we're at, baby. So we're adding that up right now as well. Okay. Yeah, we're adding that up as well.
I'm very excited and
You
I'm very
know,
grateful. That's what I can say from the
I mean,
day.
what, Lena, as we close out in the next couple of minutes, like what inspired you to want to do this today? Because we didn't have this one scheduled. What made you want to do this today? Maybe you can share that with everybody.
You know, daily you're working behind the scenes. I'm answering and looking at the messages that are coming when we're doing the lives. And you guys see me commenting and looking at all that. I see the passion in people. I see the necessity to have this connection, to talk to each other even though we're not there, to touch us. But when people are hearing you giving these teachings every day, they feel you're there, and I can feel that too. So having part of those that are typing every day for these last days, having them here talking to, I think for me that was the motivation, being able to have that connection in the community, build this community, because a lot of people have been telling us in the text we feel alone. There's nobody around. My family right now in this time of the year, they're doing other things, and being able to be here as a support for all those people, and them being the support for YAHUAH's work. I think that's the best words I can say, that I feel that's why I felt we needed to do this,
And
to
guess what?
come all together for this.
And guess what?
What?
We just did it. Bam! It just hit 8:30. Amber House helped take us over the top. Amber House helped take us over the top with the $20. See them little bits came in. We did it, y'all. We did it. So we got to go update all the contributions from the YouTube. They're going to go over there. Luya, make sure you send us an email, because we got to make sure that I give you credit for what you did. Luya, please just send us an email with your name so we can credit it to your account. Hallelujah, Yahuwah!
Hallelujah, YAHUAH, we did it!
Hallelujah, Yahuwah! You know, our neighbors are like, what in the world's going on? I got my window open too. I bet they're like, what is somebody up there screaming all the time about this YAHUWAH? We made it happen. Y'all are about to officially see the phase 3 site will go up in a matter of minutes. You'll see phase 3. We're going in tomorrow into phase 3. We rolled up our sleeves for the kingdom of YAHUWAH.
Yes,
Now,
we did it.
Nina, can I give my power word before we get out of here?
Absolutely, baby.
All right, then I'm gonna let my wife close up. I'll give y'all a power word straight from the Most High, because he's calling us for such a time as this. Though you may have had a little strength, yet you have not denied my name, or you did all you had to do to find my name. And thus says Yahuwah, I see you. Therefore, I'm going to open up a door for you that no one will be able to shut ever. And I'm going to make those who call themselves Yahudim, but are not, but are from the synagogue of Satan, I will make them come, and they are literally going to bow down before your feet, even though you just had a little strength. Even though you just have a little strength, you hold on to the name of Yahuwah. What we got to do right now is we got to hold on, and we got to get his name out there. And we don't have to know everything right now. We got the master key, which is his name. And we got to go boldly. And he says it's his name, Yahusha, when he was on the earth. Hamashiach says, Father, I have kept them and guarded them in your name. I guarded them in your name. And so that's so important that we go forth in his name. So we're going to do something special tomorrow in celebration of this accomplishment, taking it to the next level. Yahuwah wanted me to send y'all that word that he sees you, he hears you, he's not going to forsake you. And there ain't one thing, there's not even one thing that Satan or this world can do to you without Yahuwah's permission. Nothing. But you can't take your eyes off of Yahuwah. Just stay focused on his name, like Kappa was watching Yahusha walk on that water. Don't look at the storms around you. We can't afford to look at the storms. We got to just focus on his name. It'll take us through every storm. Lena, I thank you, baby. I'm so honored that you put this together today. You felt inspired. You are my queen. You are my soulmate. Yahuwah sent you to me. I honor you as my wife. We're going to teach this world how to love one another as couples, as friends, right? We're going to show people how to do this the right way. I make that covenant and that vow with Yahuwah in the presence of everybody here. We're going to do the right thing by our people and show them how to live the right way. So, Lena, I give it to you to close it out. Love you, dear.
You're not going to let me close it out. Thank you, everyone. I'm so blessed. I only can say that you all made this happen. Even if I have the idea and none of you show up, it wouldn't happen. So thank you. And this is just the first push. We have way more to go. Way more to go, because the kingdom deserves more than what these people are doing out there. The pushing they're doing, the lies they're pushing. We have to go and push Yahuwah's word. The truth has to persist. That's what I have to win out there. So thank you, all of you for coming tonight to be part of this blessed day. We all have amazing day. We all can go tonight and sleep and said, we did it, Yahuwah, we did it for you. Thank you all for coming tonight. Thank you. Thank you, baby, for your word, for your teachings, for everything you have done for us, and for me especially, because I have learned a lot. And I want to teach all those things to the world. We can hear you. I can hear you.
I'm looking for our son. Where's he at? Kai!
Hijo! He probably is in the room.
Hey, Kai! hold on, Lena. I want 1 second. I want to get Kai. Hold on 1 second.
Really? he really, really, really. You guys make me very emotional tonight. The accomplishment, the words of Jay, and all of your words. Like I'm reading you. I'm reading every one of you. Thank you all. Um, I'm just can't stop crying.
Gotta get all right. So Kai, we hit the goal today, son. In the name of Yahuwah. Anything you want to say to everybody?
that Yahuwah give us this kingdom for that we can protect it of bad people, like the people that the people become. But now we're going to fix it.
We're gonna fix it. Is that
Mm-hmm.
what Yahuwah is telling you?
Yes, sir.
Are you gonna be a warrior for Yahuwah?
Yes, sir.
You proud you love his name?
Mm-hmm.
Who is Yahusha?
Yahusha is Yahuwah.
You proud of your mother for today?
Yes.
What do you want to say to your mom? What do you want to say to your mother?
Thank you, mommy, for be strong and do all the things for Yahuwah.
Te amo, hijo.
We're gonna fix it. Everybody put that in the chat. My son said that Yahuwah, y'all saw Yahuwah Ruah talking to him. He said, we're gonna fix it. Ain't that right, buddy? I love you. Mwah. He said, we're gonna fix it. Y'all, hey, that come out of the mouth of babes. We're gonna fix it. Wow.
Yeah.
We're gonna fix it.
We're gonna fix it
Hallelujah.
all together. Hallelujah. And maybe I want to give a big shout out to David. Brother
Yes.
David, Dr. David, thank you. Thank you for your commitment. Thank you for your hard work. Thank you for giving to us your time. Also working with the team, and this was part of your idea, the campaign, and you telling us that we need this so fast, and we did it all together. And Jay, the lives that you have been doing every single day have been keep spreading the name. It keeps spreading the name. So we all have been a great team. We have people that are behind the scenes that they are not here, and I want to tell every one of them, thank you. Thank you for the job that you're doing, and no one knows what you're doing, and the time that you're sacrificing, the time that you're pouring into this, because it's not a sacrifice. The pour that you're doing, and all the hard job. So thank you to everyone that have support and is part of the team. So thank you, and thank you, David, for everything.
I tell you, man, just to watch David, to watch how hard he's worked, it's just unbelievable. If y'all can see this man, how he's worked and how much he's cared, how much heart he's put into it. So, David, we see you. The kingdom sees you. Yahuwah sees you. To all the staff who just say, they say, don't say our names. We just want to work. Y'all know, y'all come and watch the replays and whatnot. Yahuwah sees you. He gonna bless you. Pressed down, shaking together, coming up and just running over. We love all of y'all. Guess what? We made it happen today in the name of Yahuwah. Continue to be blessed. I got something special coming for y'all tomorrow. Me and Lenny gonna talk this out. So y'all put your seatbelts on. Are we out of here, baby? Are we out of here?
We're out of here. One last shot. Danielle Baca, $300 came into the wall right now. So thank you, Danielle, too, for this. Daniel, congratulations to everyone. To everyone. We all did it together, from the $3 to the rest of the money that came through. I love you all, and I can't wait to hug you, be able to hug those that were going to be around us. Love you.
Love
Have a
y'all. Bye-bye.
great
See
night.
y'all.